I've got a bone to pick with you.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Xu-Ifit, Osteoharmonist. She taps to reanimate, bringing back any creature in your graveyard, but without that creature's abilities, which can be a good thing if your abilities are downsides like Rotting Regisaur, or would normally make your creature die like Death's Shadow. This is also a great way to get creatures into play that have a huge power and toughness, or something with an incredible enter the battlefield ability, so you can allow for that copy to die and bring it back using Bailout, Not Dead After All, or Malakir Rebirth. This deck has to put creatures in the graveyard, either by attacking with aggressive creatures or by self-milling and entombing. In fact, this deck has lots of ways to put creatures directly into the graveyard, so you can bring them out with Xu-Ifit or with the other reanimators in the deck, because sometimes you just gotta throw a Bahamut at someone, and it's way better to play 3 or 5 mana for a Bahamut than 9. So let's take Xu-Ifit into the queue and tap to bring out some skeletons. Olivia, Opulent Outlaw, is all about those criminals. And I'm not talking about committing a crime, I'm talking about outlaws, like Forsaken Miner and various other rogues and ne'er-do-wells. In fact, both of these are outlaws. You can remember it from Warm P. That's W is for warlocks, A is for assassins, R is for rogues, M is for mercenaries, and P is for pirates. That's rogues. Yeah, Warm P. It's a normal way to remember things. Let's put a big boy in the graveyard. Nice. Let's play this thing. Nice. Let's swing for 2. Also nice. There's probably other ways to remember it, but that's how I'll do it. Because whenever one or more outlaws they control deal combat damage to me, they make a treasure. Yay! They can sacrifice treasures to buff things. Oh. Rip Xu-Ifit. Go get him, Rankle. They're blocking. It's worth 1 life to prevent 3. Right, of Oblivion. There is no Rankle. There's never been a Rankle. And now my creatures enter tapped. Lame. Whatever. Xu-Ifit. I have a couple haste enablers in this deck, which this will cut off. That's too bad. Also, I can't, like, bring something back as a huge blocker. Has Edge of Eternities? Well, I've built 2 commander decks so far, and they're both gimmicky and fun, and no, my girls! Fine. Just Rite of Oblivion, my critters. I'm gonna draw first. I'll play Karsi Revenant. Kind of expect it to get exiled since it does something from the graveyard. I never actually built this Olivia deck. I couldn't figure, like, a good way to build it. Because just, like, the Outlaw synergy, especially without the ones that are in paper, isn't as good. You can make it, like, specifically one type, and that helps, but it's still rough. I will swing in for 3. Kill your commander. And use Dark Ritual to get out Sir Conrad. Sir Conrad the Tapped. Who is inevitably defeated, and they also gain life from extortion and from the spell itself. They're back up to 12. I'll play Xu-Ifit again. I'll play my planet, and I can't... Oh, no, I can't station because it's tapped. Aww. Alright, at least that's gone. And I take 1 damage. Yeah, so Sukursukundi is cool in this deck because there's very few cards that care about power and mono black in Arena. There's a few of them, like Disciple of Bolas, that exist in paper but aren't here. You can't run it like with Gitrog since that's black-green, and green usually is the power matters colors. At least I can bring back something here. Let's go for the Troll of Khazad-dûm! Also, no more Olivias. Also, I'll make you discard. Which card? Let's go for this one. And I don't get the station, because again, they're all tapped. This Troll of Khazad-dûm is just a skeleton, so it does not have super menace. But I could give it flying. Oh, they are killing Liliana. Discarding Vivien's Reclamation. They'll be able to use that to bring back some little things if they had little things. They've genuinely not played creatures. It's just been Olivia and the rogue tokens. And then kill spell, kill spell, kill spell, kill spell. Exile spell, ×2. Oh, I guess you can use that on a land. Cute. Mono white ramp from the graveyard. I feel like black should do a little, I don't know, grave digging. Bringing out that Carsey Revenant. I'll swing in with these. And I don't believe I have another creature in my graveyard. No, I don't. So it doesn't matter really which one I'm untapping. I'm just going to use it to station. Yeah, I'll get 6. It's halfway. Oh, I have no idea why Olivia was on Thunder Junction. Oh, it's morbing time. Nice. Time to morb. That's a rogue. It's an outlaw. You want to attack Deseret? He's got abilities. Abilities are scary. Ooh. Especially when I'm the one who has them. Oh my gosh. Yes! Tutor for me! Oh no, a card is going in my graveyard. Tee. Let's get the big girl. Where are you? Where are you? There you go. Death's Shadow. No whiffing with Xu-Ifit. So I'm actually going to untap the Troll of Khazad-dûm to use it to station. And then I think we're gonna draw 6. Oh, just lovely. That was just so wonderful. Orb. Yay. Stitcher. Chrome Mock's not actually exiling anything, just making Tezzeret number go up. Yes. Mill. Dang it. My plan didn't work. Couple of angels. Things are indestructible. And it is now my turn. Okay, so I can tutor into the graveyard, bring things back. We have the troll in there, so if I want to draw cards, I can do that. I can also, like, kill both of those. Okay, I have a cool plan. All right, so we're going to Violent Tumor. And I'm going to get Sephiroth. Where are you? Ooh, wait. Perforator Crocodile also works. It doesn't matter what the mana value of the card is. Yeah, Perforator Crocodile. This also would have worked with Sephiroth. I'm going to bring back Perforator Crocodile. I'm going to make it so when it dies, it comes back. Then I'm going to eat it. Give my good friends a couple of stab wounds. And then they should die in upkeep. Let me bring back something else just for funsies. Yay. That seems good. Seems good. I don't need to attack. I don't even care. And they die to an assortment of stab wounds. GG Olivia. Tifa Lockhart. Tifa doubles her power with landfall and oftentimes increases her base power on top of that. I am going to throw this Liliana Death's Majesty under a Chrome Mox and then play Cynical Loner. Cynical Loner lets me tutor into the graveyard, but what makes this hand good isn't just tutoring to the graveyard for Xu-Ifit, it's being able to make them sacrifice Tifa. I'm very excited about. But also, like, a 13/13 blocker sounds pretty good right about now. So let's go ahead and put our good friend Death's Shadow in the graveyard. Come on, where are you? Death's Shadow. It's alphabetical. Here's Tifa. And there goes Tifa. I will get rid of her, summon another giant from the graveyard, put another giant in the graveyard, one that Emperor of Bones can reanimate for free, or mostly free next turn, and win the game. Nice and easy. Sagan Raider Warlord. If I remember right, this person is playing a bunch of hate bears, on top of having a commander that's going to be going fast, hitting hard, and increasing speed based on the number of first strikers, and then giving everything first strike. I will seize your thoughts. I could also thought seize myself and set up for the persist, but I'd rather not. All right, let's see. We got Wandering, Catheonian Nightmare, Inevitable Defeat. All right, I'll hit their 2-drop critter. Make it harder to curve. Are you looking for the cat? Where is she? Under the bed in the loft? I'm always worried about a kitty cat going off on adventures. Is it Sagan time? Are you gonna start your engines? Vroom vroom. I mean, I guess I'll name Hummin'. Aw, cat's hiding. Morning Vonderhide. Yeah, we have a Wandering Emperor if they have a 4th mana here. Yup. Which means that this can hit even harder. I don't think I'm blocking here. I think speed's going up, and then I'm going to... Actually, now I'm thinking, like... If I try to go for Rankle, it gets exiled. Or defeated. Actually, do you want to just, like, inevitable defeat my Xu-Ifit? I'm just, like, asking for a friend. They don't have a way to protect this, so Fel the Profane might be better so long as they have this Wandering Emperor. Mana. Yeah, I have my Not Dead After All, which would be cool if this weren't here. And I don't have any, like... Yeah, you know what? I'll go for the Entomber, and maybe they'll hit Osteoharmonist in response. The problem is it's a sorcery speed, and they have instant speed removal. Yeah, so, inevitable defeat. It goes in a graveyard, which means that rather than going for the best thing for Xu-Ifit, I'm going to go for the best thing for Persist, which is going to be Bahamut. Because it's not legendary. That's right, Bahamut, just a summon. Just a regular guy. When you have this many Entomb effects, you're just like playing the cheap reanimation spells. I have like Reanimate, Persist, Zombify, and then I have like 5 mana. The flexible one, Cruelty of Gix. Do I feel like blocking here? I do feel like blocking here. I don't want your speed to go up again. It has an... Oh no, it has a -1 counter on it. Bahamut! And then if it dies, I can Not Dead After All. Hitting Sagan. They could play this, make a token, bring it back. But I'm fine with that. Because they get to destroy something else next turn. Nope, they put it back in the command zone. Yeah. Oh no, it's only an 8/8. When your deck is based around, like, some big chunkers. What is an 8/8? Except for the most masterful beast of all. Please don't have more exiling removal. Oh, hey, that's a new card. Exalted Sunborn is going to double their tokens. They warped it. So... We're gonna see this. By the way, I played against this person before, and they did have a bunch of hate bears. I wonder if they adjusted the deck for the new set. Why'd they attack? All right, wait until they target it. I'm gonna put an enchantment on an enchantment. Why are you sleepy hedroning me? You did this to you! Maybe they're just sleepy. Okay, who's in the grave? Umbral, Violent Tumor. I'm going to pay the 3 here. I can be an aggro deck if I want to be. And I will go for just the sacrifice. Grab the Violent Tumor again. It's a tumor. You can play a nice big flyer. It's got a lifelink. They could play Sagan again. Or they could lose. GG. Another Vivi. This really is a deck that knows how to match against Vivi. And I'm okay with that, because I'm doing pretty well against them. Maybe I'm just not playing against good Vivis, or maybe I'm getting lucky. Doesn't matter. I'll keep doing my best against Vivi. So unfortunately, didn't go first, so I don't get the super special free gemstone, but I do get Swamp into Chrome Mox into dropping this Malakir Rebirth and getting out Ripples of Undeath or Overlord of the Baelmerk. Yes, I would love to have a Cynical Loner. Thank you. My cat just ate some grass and left. I'm sad she didn't stick around. She's like, I got my treat and now I leave. We'll go for my commander, Xu-Ifit. Didn't get countered. Could still get bolted. Chat's like, yay, Loner-chan! Why do you like Cynical Loner so much? Scraps needs an orb to stare into. I don't have that many orbs in here. I don't think light bulb counts. It's because you can fix her. Specifically you, just you, only you. Okay, that's fair. I'll play Ripples of Undeath. I'm gonna bring back that Dinobanoid. Oh, by the way, no downside. Just a 3-mana 7/6. She could make us worse. Real. They're mad. They're lapsing the Loner. It'll get milled, but then I can just get it back, I guess. Or I could just reanimate it with no abilities. Yay! Oh no, I draw first. This is at main phase. Okay, let's see. What do I get? Jet Medallion, Cruelty of Gix. Yeah, I feel like I want at least one of those. I didn't get anything in my graveyard though, which bums me out. All right, you first. Swing for 7. Nothing to reanimate. The struggle. Wild Ride. Okay, so they're gonna start with 4 mana. Because of course they are. My cat is knocking things over. Girl? Honey, no. If you want to eat the grass, you can't do that. I have these little planters of grass, but she just keeps knocking them over. Oh, goodness. They still haven't used the Vivi mana. Just a cat being a cat. Yep. Just a cat being a cat. I gave her like 2 pieces of grass and now she's like, I'm gonna go eat it myself. The problem is that she's like an undignified mess. Yes, I'm talking about you, Scraps. So the way she eats the food is so goofy. She's just like, I'm just gonna pull all the grass and all the dirt out and drop it on the floor and then chew on the pile of dirt. Stare me dead at the eyes while knocking stuff over. Yeah. Actually, she sits there next to a mess she's made and she looks at me like, well, when are you gonna clean it up? Huh? When are you gonna clean it up? There's a mess right there and you haven't cleaned it up yet. I wish I had a tracker of how many cards they'd drawn because it's a lot. Good lord, that is gonna be a big Vivi. Bigger than my 13-13. Yep. Vivi, stop. Vivi, no. I want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride. Okay, is there anything I could reanimate with haste? Yes. At least that's an easy one to answer. Yes. Full control mode has to go on here. No, from my graveyard. Bahamut! Then before we declare attackers, we bring out Bahamut. Oof! But more important than killing Vivi is the fact that this is lethal. And I love getting lethal. GG, Vivi. Yarrick, the Desecrated. Doubles enter the battlefield abilities. This hand is nice because it does have ways to put things in the graveyard, ways to things back, but it doesn't have enough mana. And that board wipe, while tempting, isn't going to be enough for me to keep it. Now, I like this. A Stitcher's Supplier into a Phyrexian Tower means a turn 2 Xu-Ifit. Am I with it? Yes, I am. I look forward to that. Also, Stitcher's Supplier, please actually mill creatures. Please mill Death's Shadow. I have had multiple runs where I play my Stitcher Supplier and it mills me 3 lands. And it's like, okay, great. It mills me like the 2 Planeswalkers that are in my deck. Okay, dog. Mill a creature. Reanimation spells. 2 reanimation spells. No, Stitcher Supplier, honey, I need those in my hand, not in the graveyard. You are thinking deeply about your turn 1 move, huh, Coke? I will swing in. At least, like, if nothing else, I'll be able to bring back a 6/5 if this lives. Gee, Stitcher Supplier, you sure milled 6 non-creatures. Rat Summer was last year. You can't be doing this to me. If I bring back Stitcher Supplier, it won't mill. I guess I could, you know what? No, I could do that with Undead Butler. Or I guess Overlord. Yeah, I see a kind of cool line with Overlord next turn. All right, I'm going to see what is the best thing I can get out of my graveyard. So I'm going to start. Oops. I would have to use that. You also milled no creature. Okay. I'm going for the Stitcher Supplier. It can't be more non-creatures. Egon, I'll take it. 13 cards in the graveyard, and one of them is a creature. If only Black had a way to bring all their lands back into play. Wait, really, Eric? 3 mana 6/6 is enough to get you? All right. Lisa, the Restless, makes Goyf tokens and is going to help with other Goyfs. I am pretty sure that we got Cosmic Goyf in the last set, which works perfectly for whenever a Lure Goyf permanent is put into your graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield. You get it in the battlefield. So if you mill your Goyfs, you get a friend. Combat damage also makes Lure Goyfs. Yeah, we got the Space Goyf. Aw, my reanimation piece. Okay, it's fine. I got another reanimator here. Victimize. And next turn, I could bring back, bam, kapow, 2 big boys. Big boys with downside. Doesn't matter, Xu-Ifit will bring them back eventually. Or I guess not next turn. In 2 turns. Dreams of steel and oil. They're gonna exile my Buttlesworth. Oh. And my dinosaur. Very lame. Very uncool. Super not rad. Not cash money. The opposite of fetch. Making me discard twice in a row. Vial Smasher. Huh. Yeah, okay. Guess it's kind of just a good stuff critter. Mm-hmm. I can dirge it back. I was thinking about grabbing it and Stitcher Supplier. Ooh, or they could make me discard. And here I was thinking they were tapped out. No, they weren't. Good grief. Well, you live in the graveyard now. Well, let's see if they can kill Mire Triton, because if they can't, she will become a victim. I'll grab Xu-Ifit and maybe Sephiroth. Maybe just keep milling myself. But wait, there's more. They're edicting this before I can do this. They actually could have like done that in response to this, because then if I don't have a creature to sacrifice, it doesn't go. Nice. Forgefire automaton. And I'm gonna see if I can grow it a little bit. If I drop the Victimize, I'm able to block that freely, which would stop this if they do get a land. So I'm going to drop the Victimize. I know it's a great card, but Forgefire Automaton is going to reanimate things for me too. It's going to reanimate the things where I want the abilities and fewer of the things that are like there for pure power. Like the Xu-Ifit. Gimme. I'm gonna take this out. 1, 2. Make it so you two can't block, and if you do attack in, you die. Chump blocking with that. This will die anyway. And who's coming back? Ooh, maybe a little life gain would be nice. A little more mill. Yeah, let's go for it. A nice vanilla 4/1 or a 3/3. I'm actually going to Fell to Profane this bird. I could have done it on that too. Forgefire Automaton. Trying to cycle and put another card in the graveyard. Okay, didn't get anything interesting. That's fine. How do you feel about 4/4s? Great, I'm sure. All right, swinging in. Malamid, thank you for the 54 resub. 54-month resub saying DK cannot block. Awesome. GG, Disa. Another Vivi. You know, before I started recording this deck, I actually ran into, I think, 3 Vivis in a row. Which isn't something anybody wants. Nobody wants that many Vivis in a row. Yeah, I've hit, I think, 5 out of, like, 15 matches with it so far have all been Vivi. Which is just too darn many. Ooh, a land. It's deciding between Registar with haste or a little bit of setup and sweat up. Now I'm gonna try to make them deal with this first. Okay, memory lapse is totally fine with me. Xu-Ifit. Boots on the wizard. And bolted. Bounced. All right. And Vivien is the most popular commander at the moment. I'm just gonna go for Chupacabra. It's the simple thing. One of the best ways to beat a Vivien is kill Vivien over and over. If he can't grow, he can't make the mana, and he can't do the thing. We got mana, yes we do. I know you got something because you have 5 mana up and a lot of it's blue. Full cost, wash away, because that was from my hand. That's actually fine with me. Rotting Regisaur. With the boots. Swinging for 10. Kapow. At the start of next turn, I can discard whatever big creature I want to reanimate. I could also, like, cycle this in response to the discard. Just to, I don't know, get another creature in the graveyard. But I would have had to put full control on. So, missed that window. I could go for a Zombifi and haste just for more damage. But let's just do this. Oh, no, you've been stabbed. Get it, Vivi. Yeah, we keep matching against them, but that's just fine. GG. It's Vivi. Vivi will be casting spells, getting huge, and generating a ton of mana. I also feel like I'm running into a lot of Vivis with this deck, which I'm very not into. This hand has a bunch of my best 3-drops, but that's not what I want. I need to curve. Oh, Scalding Tarn. Very hot. I don't even have things in the graveyard. Doesn't matter. Let me get my Xu-Ifit out a turn early. What's the matter with Zoo? Yeah, Vivi still does not match very high. I have not built many decks that didn't match against Vivi, outside of decks that actually matched higher than Vivi. It's very strange that he hasn't been really moved up in the world. And you can even look at stats on like Untapped and other websites to see, yes, Vivi performs very well, and you shouldn't be surprised about it. I will go ahead and swing with this. And then do all modes. I will drop a swamp, sacrifice Rankle. I wish I had like another creature I could discard here to reanimate, but I'll just reanimate the Rankle as a nothing. Oh, they're taking up their sweet time trying to decide what to drop. Oh, Marvin. Marvin has the same activated ability as Vivi, so it taps for 2. Rankle returns, but now he's a fairy rogue skeleton that has no abilities. Doesn't matter. Free Rankle. Xu-Ifit is asleep forever? Well, maybe they'll deal damage to it. I can sacrifice it, so I don't really mind that much. Let's start with the Undead Butler, see what I can mill here. Ooh, Sephiroth! Go ahead and bring that out. 1, 2, 3. Would I like to move my commander to the command zone? No, because I'm actually going to juggle this Undead Butler to bring this back. I will choose to exile from the graveyard. And here's Xu-Ifit back in hand. I could also have left it in the graveyard in order to do a little, secondary reanimation with the Catheonian Nightmare. Let's see. Flame of Anor, Fiery Inscription, 3 steps ahead, Shore Up, and Urabrask. Urabrask will be pretty tricky for me to deal with. Flames of Anor gets to kill 1 creature, but I'm a reanimation deck. And counterspells is counterspells. I'm going to hit the Urabrask. That also means that now there's something in their graveyard that I can reanimate, other than these, which... I mean, I guess Marvin would be like a second Xu-Ifit. That's kind of cool. Maybe I should grab a Marvin for my deck. Look, I'm being inspired. You want to see some more inspiration? I'm going to make you use that Shore Up. Because I'm summoning Bahamut. GG. Kroxa and Kunaros. I've played against this person before, too. They are, like most Kroxa and Kunaros decks, going to be putting big things in their graveyard and then reanimating them. I'm also going to put some big things in my graveyard and reanimate them because I have a Persist and a Cynical Loner. If this thing is tapped, it's going to tutor into the grave. Or entomb. It does the thing. I will need to be able to attack with it, though. I don't really have other ways to tap it. Actually, that's not entirely true. If I have a Sacrifice Outlet and some of my reanimation pieces, they will bring it back tapped. I wonder if they're experimenting with some new reanimatables in Kroxa and Kunaros. Sadly, doesn't bring back spaceships. She's kind of cute, though. She's like, yeah, I don't need you stupid glimmers to help me. I'm done with hope. Edgelord 999. I love my edgelords. Ooh, a Blood Crypt. And a Thoughtseize. I think you either hit the Persist or the Loner. If you're hitting the Persist, you're stopping me from bringing back anything of note. If you have more removal, you can just kill the Loner before it does a thing. So I feel like Persist would be my pick. Okay, they're going with that. And what's nice about that move for them is I can't Persist this because it would just die. Which is fine. Hopefully I get another land. Loner Chan. Chat's sad that the cute girl died. I did not end up getting land, but I did get a Sir Buttlesworth, the undead butler. Being reprieved! Highway robbery? How criminal. I'll just set up my orb for a little bit of milling and thrilling. Actually, I feel like I could go for the Jet Medallion and just guarantee the land next turn. Nah, I'm gonna leave it up to fate. Believe in the heart of the mill. Hey, 6 drops. It's a good big one. So right now, Crocodile is their big card they could reanimate when they get to that. I'm going to play Undead Butler. They also have a Haste Enabler here. And I will be persistent. I've got some choices if I want to bring back the Crocodile, or the Troll, or the Loner. These are both 6/5s. This one has Super Menace. So I'm gonna go with that. I just want to start building up some damage. They keep discarding. Let me draw. Let me draw. Ah, dang it. This person probably played against me enough that's like, I know your mind games. Damn. Nation. Let's see what else I can get back. We've got... This would get me a land, which is kind of cute. I could set up for the loner. If I get a land, then I could, like, loner and Xu-Ifit, which I like. Or I could just, like, Rankle next turn. Yeah, because I don't have a guaranteed land. I'm going to go for the troll. Or that could happen. Phyrexian Obliterator. You might have Menace and a bunch of other stuff too. But I got the goods. Ooh. I love Catheonian Nightmare. I assume they're going to haste in and grab the crocodile. And this has Menace, so I can't block it with this. So this will gain them 6 this turn. Actually, is there even another creature in the graveyard? There's not. It has to be the crocodile. And I'm gonna cycle. Swap. Oh no, I'm being stabbed! I'm trying to think of, like, what Catheonian Nightmare juggling I could do. I've got a 2, 3, 6... Do I want to go for Rankle, too? All right, I'm going to go Jet Medallion. Rankle. Swinging in with both. I will go for a draw and a discard for both of us. They might be able to bring that back again next turn. And I can bring back, like, Sephiroth if I really want to. But I'd rather just bank this. Is it Exile 5? Okay, so they can stab Rankle. Oh, hey, Liliana! Can you bring back 2 things now, or are you gonna mill? Okay, so they mill. Did not mill a creature. Once again, I am being stabbed. No! My cool stuff! Now, this works fine for what they're doing, in part because, Kroxa and Kunaros, you can just fill the graveyard with kill spells and then get a few other things to put in the grave. This is the problem of I don't think I could survive to next turn for it. And I don't have any, like, cheap creatures to just, like, do the little upcycling with Catheonian Nightmare. All right. I'm going to double block this Perforator crocodile. Oh, I guess they can bring it back if I do that. I'll do it to Kroxa and Kunaros. Forgefire automaton is not dead after all. They could technically now choose to assign all of the damage to the Osteoharmonist. Is reviving it get around prototype? Yes, it brings it back full size. They just need one more damage to me, which is why I was like, I can't kill that because then the stab wound kills me. Okay, yeah, so they assigned all the damage manually to this. Oh, and I die anyway, because they could just flage my face. That works. GG, Kroxa and Kunaros. Tannuk, Steadfast, second. I've played against this person before. I feel like I'm seeing a lot of the regulars today. Also, it's Tannuk. That was the first deck I had brewed from this set. And I'll see how different their deck is from mine, or if it is just my deck. I feel like there's probably going to be a lot of overlap between these, but we'll find out by taking a look at their mind. A braid, a signet, a smashing, a heart. I could hit their third land, but they have these mana rocks. I can hit their removal, but, like, my stuff comes back. I'll hit the abrade. I'd like to have Xu-Ifit live long enough to do a thing. I'm going to name Zombie because I have two of them in my hand. Not that there's any, like, actual thing here that they'd be doing with it. And I milled 2 lands. The deck is about 1/3 creatures, slightly under. A quarter creatures. Ruby Medallion. Ooh, so much ramp. Are you gonna warp and clone and warp? I'm going to leave the Mire Triton here. It is a very good blocker because it has Death Touch. And they could always just choose to smash. They could smash both of these, since their red spells cost 1 less. Oh, I should also say what Tannuk does. Tannuk warps things out, brings them out, gives them haste, and then puts them into exile at the end of turn. They don't have 3 mana, but this does count towards warp, because warp is a cast. So if you want to warp out, say, Delina, you can. Ooh, they're going for Angrath's Marauders. This is a damage doubler, which notably still dies to Death Touch. I could go for Mill, or I could set up the Orb. I'm gonna go for Mill, because who knows, maybe I'll hit something awesome. Come on, Death Shadow. No, I'll take it. It's the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Funky little 6/5. Tannuk sitting here in his spaceship like, Delina? I mean, they could win off Delina. All they have to do is high roll enough times. Yeah, I feel like Marauders, they could have, like, waited until they had both. All right, they're killing my commander. I'll move her back to the command zone. Zombify, I'm one short of, but there's also no good targets. Let's see if we can get some good targets. Orb! Fuel my violence. I should leave that back as a blocker. Fuel my violence! Bloop. I want to land. So if it's a girly, yeah, apparently she's like trying to reanimate her dead wife. Or just she likes bones. I didn't read the blurb. Hi, Delina. Are you gonna roll them bones? I could reanimate something here. Doesn't feel super good, but I am kind of a sucker for this. I'm not going to bother because I have on one more mana Gravebreaker Lamia. Who doesn't like bones? So true. Corpses of the Lost and Catheonian Nightmare. I think they're going to make me mill here, but I'm going to take this Corpses of the Lost anyway. This is a weird card. It is actually Skele-TON synergy. If it gets milled, I don't mind. But it would be really fun to have in hand because it gives my skeletons haste. Notably, I have to reanimate the skeleton and then play this to give it haste. It also makes skeletons because otherwise it like comes back and it doesn't have abilities. And my orb! I think this just is my Tannuk deck. Yeah, it would be. Gravebreaker Lamia. So my biggest reanimatable, Bahamut's actually already in my hand. At one point in this deck, I also had like Arden and like Sheoldred, other things that can keep reanimating. I took them out because I found that it just made the deck... It made the deck feel like every other reanimator deck I had instead of Xu-Ifit. Let's take Overlord. It'll fill up my graveyard more and give me more cool stuff. Yeah, RIP my orb. The loss of an orb will forever haunt us. Oh. Yeah. It's asking if they want to animate Denna the Bugbear. We're wondering what they were sitting on. Relic of Legumes. The beans. Zombify. Overlord. And they concede. Sometimes you just run out of steam. GG. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaea. Gwenna is a pretty interesting commander because she cares about high power creatures, generating lots of mana, and being able to untap to do it again. I have a turn 1 Accursed Marauder, but nothing to kill, so we get to wait. This Chrome Mox, though, is very tempting and will totally take out that goose. Nice. Cavern of Souls. I will name Human. Wizard also works. I will play this Jet Medallion to reduce the cost of my black spells. I will play this Chrome Mox, exiling Corpses of the Lost. This is like a cool skeleton synergy card, but not what I crave right now. And Accursed Marauder, we trade. Definitely a lot of just spitting out my hand there. And they go up the beanstalk as they cast mana value 5 or more stuff. They'll be getting even more. I'll play Xu-Ifit. And then next turn, I'm going to entomb the card of my choice. You already know what it's going to be. It's going to be Death Shadow. And bring it back with Xu-Ifit. Hi, Gwenna. We've outramped a mono green deck. The secret is going first. If I had like a way to save my creature, I might actually go for Bahamut instead. Because Bahamut is almost as big and can have some other cool like interplay with it dying and coming back. Defiler, Galta, Hulking Raptor. They're pretty far from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that would be coming in tapped. So I'm going to hit, I think, the Defiler here. What is a 12-12 to a 13-13? It'll be able to play Hulking Raptor. And then next turn, possibly Galta. But again, I'm huge, and I don't have the cards. Oh yeah. One sec. All right, I'm gonna swing in. Yay, my creatures, they're doing things. Please kill one, please kill one, please kill one. Okay, fine. I'll get out Mr. Chump Blocker, and I wanted to use Tezzeret to untap Xu-Ifit to reanimate something else, but instead, it's just my paltry little 13/13. Tezzeret's cool. He can also find me boots and mana and things. Like, I can get the Mox Amber, use that to get closer to Breach, or I can get boots to give things haste. So, oh, they did actually get a bunch of cards in hand. A Regal Imperiosaur. They do have 2 dinosaurs. Oh, and we are now tied for size. Well, well, well. Get him, Death Shadow. I will untap it again.
Make yourself useful.
These all get trample. Well, the biggest one already had trample. But that does mean if they, like, I don't know, wanted to kill Tezzeret, they could. Ooh, but wait. Other Galta! They're also going to draw a card. That's a lot of big boys. They can also draw off Bonder's Enclave, right? Yeah. Uh-oh, they got another one. Monkey! No! They're gonna take out Zoo! Who? Zoo. And suddenly, Gwenna, showing her ability to just make more and more and more and more mana, is going off. Like, she really is. I don't have a legend out. I don't have any artifact lands either. But if I just draw a land, I can breach. Big surprise, I'm gonna trade the 1-drop into it. 1 damnation, please. Who needs a damnation when we have Breach the Multiverse? Alright, so that kills things. What else we got on that side? The Galta, but there's nothing in my hand. It's still really big, though. So definitely Speed Brood. Disciple lets me sacrifice the Accursed Marauder and draw. But I think having a 12/12 is just... I'll take the 12/12. And I'm going to take out Kogla. But I think they can just hoof next turn. Because... yeah, they have all of the mana in the world and more. And I don't have a way to get that out of their graveyard because I'm the one that put it there. Oops. Oopsie doopsies. So yeah, tap Galta. Get a hoof. I know you have a hoof here, Gwenna deck. I know you have a huff. Yep. For x equals 8. What a convenient and predictable number. And hoof! There it is. Unfortunately, not the Crater Hoof Behemoth art, which is the really good one. But it's still the Magali one, which is very nice. You don't need to do that. Attack me. Fight me! It's your move! I promise you I would have done something if I had something. Thank you. GG, Gwenna. Ishola Knights Blessed. Ishola is going to sit there and generate value. Whenever a player loses 4 or more life, at the end step, they will draw a card. And if they cast things that cost 3 or more, specifically non-creatures, they will be draining the opponent, gaining 2 life and reducing their life total. So let's see, do I mill a creature? I did not mill a creature. Citrus Supplier. I am so good at getting this on turn 1. And so bad at milling creatures with it. Yes, hello. Okay. What a perfectly discardable crocodile. Hey, Scraps. What's up? Well, at least there's no blue, but it could be a Reprieve, or Swords to Plowshares, or in any of those. I got to get my Xu-Ifit out. That makes me happy, especially because Xu-Ifit will, well, it'll set up for the, reanimation of that crocodile I just put in the grave. Pull the Mist Moon, never mind, it's going to get exiled. My cat is on the floor, if you're wondering why I'm, like, looking over there. I don't really have that much enchantment removal. I have some, but not much. I could go for a big Chunkus, or I could play Orb. I'm gonna go for the dinosaur here. If they get rid of it, cool. Otherwise, I do have to discard. But that's all right, because I have a 7/6. I like having a 7/6. Ooh, if I could pull off the bailout board wipe, that'd be so sweet. So they will get to draw a card because I hit them for 7. Want a mill? Thank you for the card. I want 2 7/6s. So if they try to kill it, I can just do this. It comes back tapped, but deals a damage to them, which is nice. The Celestis drains me for 2. She swings in. Do I feel like reanimating the Stitcher's Supplier? Not really. Feels very unnecessary. I milled 2 lands and a kill spell. There's an Arcane Signet. Back to me. I'll drop the Jet Medallion. The Dark Ritual. Okay. I'll swing in with the Regisaur. Smack him in the face. Nice. Dark Ritual. Xu-Ifit. Yeah. Draw a card for getting smacked in the face. Let's leave it up to chance. What do we got? Bitter Triumph. I'll take it. Delny will double Ishtola's triggers, both her drain triggers and her card draw, which means that they will absolutely be getting the trigger here, since I lost 4 life. They also gained 4. She nasty. They nasty together. Ugh, to fairy. And they're back up to 16. Hey, that's my Xu-Ifit. I was gonna use that to bring back, I don't know, crocodile. Making this real hard for me. And they draw 2. I have to discard. I will discard Bitter Triumph. Hi, Death Shadow. Nice to see you here. Interesting that I'm at exactly 13. So unfortunately, playing it just puts it in a graveyard. So I'd rather do that when I know I can get the Xu-Ifit. Sadly, Bail Out, I'm not going to be able to use because Teferi is in play. That miserable pile of Teferi. Let's get a land. And I'll discard the Death Shadow to Rotting Regisaur. The easier way to get in a graveyard. Is a board wipe incoming? It could be one of the instant speed board wipe turns, which is honestly okay with me because I have the bailout. It's a problem if it's like Sunfall, which, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, how dare you? Third of all, how dare you? Let's grab that Death Shadow. And I'm swinging it to Fairy. What you got? Okay. I might not be able to counter it, but I can survive it. See if they counter my bailout. They're gonna exile, I think, Rotting Regisaur in response. Or Zoo. Decline. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that Teferi. What a guy. Oh, good. A t-shirt I ordered is going to be delivered soon. It's a very important t-shirt. It's Bart Scompson. It's one of those, yes, it's a Portlandia bit, but it also speaks to me. I love when I get a very important email like, yeah, your Bart Scompson shirt is in the mail. Yes! No, Zoo!
I've got it.
No, they're also gonna draw a card. This Palantir's been doing work for me. Shame about all these planeswalkers. Ooh, should have kept the land. I won't be able to draw a second card because of Narset. I'm looking at what I could potentially bring back. Speed Brood would make a difference here. And I'm going for the small version because I feel like their deck's going to have more mass removal. I'm going to eat this dinosaur. To drain you for 1. I don't get to draw, though. That's fine. I don't get to draw, so we're just moving things around. I have the 5, which is what I want for this. Huh? Oh! The opponent can't have me draw a card if Narset's out. What a way to win. And now my cat is biting my ankle. Ow. Thank thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Xu-Ifit was really fun to play, and it took me a lot of tweaking this deck to get me where get it where I wanted it. I found that this deck was definitely one of those decks where it was like, I started with a lot more high-cost creatures, like 10/10s, and I had cards like Arden and Shouldered in here to reanimate them, and then I found, you know what? That just makes this like every other black reanimator deck. So instead, I moved the curve lower, and I had a lot more fun with Xu-Ifit. One of the cards I considered for this deck, haven't added it yet, but I'm probably going to end up adding, is actually Marvin. As a way to be like, all right, turn 1 Stitcher Supplier, turn 2 Marvin, turn 3, we bring back the bones. If you want to take out some of the higher cost reanimators, absolutely go for it. You can even add in more things with cycling, though there aren't that many in Arena. The ones that are in here, though, are so nice to bring back because they're huge creatures that are also just worth playing. You don't really want to play cards in this deck that aren't otherwise good, because sometimes your opponent will kill Xu-Ifit before you can actually use her. Which means that you're back to just being a good old-fashioned mono-black deck, which this deck is great at. The skeleton synergy is mostly just funny, but if you get it to work, then it's even better because you're doing skeleton things, which is fun. Yeah, if you want to add Marvin to this deck, cut Corpses of the Lost. That is my recommendation. And if you want to turn this into a skeletons deck, then add the 2 or 3 skeleton lords we have, specifically the one that gives +1/+1 in Death Touch, and Jisa, who gives +1/+1 in Menace. But just remember that the skeletons, if they are reanimated while those buffers are in play, they will not get the abilities, they'll just get the stats. If you have the skeletons in play and then play those Skele lords, then it works just fine. It just has to do with the whole order of operations when you're removing abilities. Xu-Ifit, though, really rad, had a lot of fun. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video, and if you'd like to suggest a commander from the next set, please let me know. Edge of Eternities has been great so far. There's not that many legends in it, though, so hopefully I'll get through the hot picks first, and then, I don't know, we'll mix and match, update some old decks. I'm really looking forward to updating the Gitrog monster, and maybe I'll make it the 500th episode of Brawl Stars, because that's coming up. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.